Okay.
And spell that for me, because I lose your card.
Sure, it's YIH-CHAU. Last name's Chang, C-H-A-N-G.
And you are with?
Responsible Citizens of California.
Are you press secretary?
Yes,
okay,
I'm the press secretary.
That's how we can label you there. Well, I guess the first question would be, and kind of the premise of our story, it's really more of a question than anything else, is do you feel, we're hearing a lot of talk about gun laws and Congress needing to act in the wake of what happened in Arizona. Do you feel like that this is being politicized?
Absolutely. I think this is a terrible tragedy, and everybody from the open carry movement, especially here in California, we feel their pain, and we offer our sincerest condolences. We do feel that this is an opportunity that gun control lobby is trying to capitalize on to, further their own political agenda, and we think that's unfortunate.
Does it concern you that they may get some momentum out of it? They may not.
I think that there's a lot of rhetoric out there, but in terms of when you take a look at the facts about, the gun control lobby's position, basically violent crime has dropped all across the board, across the entire United States as a result of, right to carry laws being more prevalent here in the entire United States. So it's something where 40 states are now shall issue concealed carry, and 43 states, soon to be 48, are open carry states. And that has actually served the general public quite well, because violent crime has actually dropped as a result. Of course, you're always going to have people who are mentally ill or violent criminals who are going to get guns illegally, or use guns in a way that are illegal, and unfortunately tragedies do occur because of that. But unfortunately, no matter how often or how many gun control laws you pass, it's not going to fix that problem.
I think that answer probably applied to this, but I'll ask you this anyway. I think one thing they're talking about, at least in Washington, is these extended clips.
Yes.
That's the legislation they're trying to pass. What are your thoughts about that particular piece of legislation?
As far as the assault weapons ban expiring back in 2004 and allowing these back in, even when the assault weapons ban was in full effect, these extended magazines actually were widely available. They still will be widely available even if they are banned in the future. It's something where they're on the market already. So anybody who wants to can easily get these extended magazines, and even if they couldn't get one legally, they can easily get one illegally.
In the wake of what happened there in Arizona, I haven't anyway heard anybody bring up the open carry issue. It's been more about the extended magazines and that sort of thing. But since you do have an upcoming political fight, do you anticipate that this makes the fight more difficult, or changes the dynamic of it at all?
At some point I believe that the gun control lobby may use this to further their own political agenda, and maybe use this as an argument for their side of the debate. But honestly, I think that we have enough facts on our side to demonstrably prove that it's really a few and far between type of case, and it's not something that is the rule rather than the exception.
One thing that happened following Arizona was and I think I mentioned this to you, was the increase in gun sales. I think handgun sales in California were up 14%. I guess there are two ways to look at it. People are afraid that new laws might be enacted, or they're thinking this is a way to protect myself. What are your thoughts when you hear that when something like this happens, people go and they buy guns?
Absolutely. I think here in California, it's particularly relevant here in Contra Costa County, and also in neighboring Alameda County, because in the Wall Street Journal just a few days ago they found that both of these counties have a rise in violent crime. So it's just one of those things where I feel that people are more and more often now are realizing that violent crime is up. Given the nature of gun control as it is in this country, and how much it's going to be extended because of this terrible tragedy in Tucson, they are going out and purchasing guns both for self-protection and also because they're aware that there might be possibly some gun control legislation coming down the pipes.
Do you have any thoughts about I guess a question some people might ask is what can be done? There are laws on the books, and you often hear that those laws should be enforced rather than putting together new laws. In this case, it appears where you got a mentally ill person who legally purchased a gun. That seems like a difficult problem to crack. How do you stop them? How do you know somebody's been illegal? How do you stop them? Any thoughts about what might be done to prevent something like this?
You know, honestly, with all the gun control laws already on the books, okay, what he did was, you know, clearly illegal. You know, it's something that, you know, no matter how many more laws you pass to make it more illegal, it's not going to stop, you know, people who are mentally deranged or mentally ill from, you know, committing these types of, you know, violent crimes. I think the better solution is for people to be better educated about gun safety, to realize that the facts clearly demonstrate, based on peer-reviewed social science and government studies, that, you know, an armed general populace clearly lowers the violent crime rate. So the better method to address this problem is really through education, and also through people who might be more comfortable carrying firearms on a more you know, on a daily basis, on their daily lives.
If guns were not available, other weapons would be used.
Do you expect any? I mean, given the nature of Congress right now, do you anticipate there'll be any changes whatsoever to the gun?
No, I don't believe so. You know, I mean, you also want to keep in mind that it was a common law-abiding citizen, you know, it was common law-abiding citizens who ultimately stopped this violent crime, and one of them was actually harmed. And he was, you know, he clearly exercised good judgment in not, you know, taking out his own firearm and employing it to, you know, defend himself along with others in the crowd. You know, so it's just one of those things where even if you're armed, you know, through trigger discipline, you're really going to exercise best judgment in seeing what is the best option in defending yourself or others, you know, in a situation that might be, you know, violent.
I think we got it. Miss anything?
I think we're good.